Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from UncleSte Gamers, and welcome. So today we're going to be talking about a little bit of a sneaky tactic that I've been messing around with and working on, and in front of me here is a solar sail, one of Keen Software House's standard cargo ships, and as you can actually see here, is very basic, and you wouldn't think anything of it when it actually flew past. And you can see there's a commercial freighter actually heading in our direction, and if I was building away here I wouldn't even pay attention to it because I know it's just a random cargo ship and it's not really a threat to me. So why don't we turn this into a threat? It's almost the perfect sort of Trojan horse. Now the private sail is considered one of the easiest ships to hijack due to its very low sort of armament. You can see we've only got 2 turrets on there, and we could use this in a whole variety of ways. Number one, we could let them capture it, and think about it, they're going to manually pilot this ship back into their base, and that means the whole variety of things could happen. So one of the ideas that I'm actually working on at the moment is that instead of this cargo container here, this is replaced with a little bit of a shell that looks very similar to a cargo container, and inside there is a number of drones. And with them drones, they will pop out, search out the nearest medbay and eliminate them so they can't respawn from that location. You could also have a medbay secretly stored inside here as well, so you could actually use this as a dropship and a sort of Trojan horse to actually spawn inside their base once it's passed past all their defenses. Very interesting indeed, but I'm going to have a mess around and I'll show you what I've come up with. So when it comes to designing our sort of Trojan horse style of ship, we need to keep the silhouette as similar as possible to a private sail. So as it approaches from a distance, you don't think anything of it until it arrives and whatever mayhem comes out of it. Now you could even have some sort of hacking block in here. You could connect it up to the connectors, but I'll show you. You remove this piece here and the end cone is going to pop off, and we'll actually see how much space we've got there. We'll pull that end cone to the side and you can see we've got a few loose materials, but we've got quite a bit of space to work with here. We could fit probably 6 drones. We could even cover up the side with some sort of plates. So let's actually have a look what we could use. For instance, we could use these steel plates to actually cover up the sides and people might not think anything else of it. Maybe like try something like that. And if we build another one there, we can actually build up this area quite considerably and make it look like a cargo container from a distance, but when it actually reaches base, it will not be, and it'll be quite a nasty little surprise. We'll have to see what we can do with it. So the first one I'm going to show you is the Trojan horse style one. Now the idea of this is a number of different drones inside this package, and the idea is not to deviate it from the looks of the original. So you can see that this one has the large cargo container, where this one is just a flat area. Now the button on the side won't be there in the final version. The idea is that they will pilot this. The ammunition in these guns will be very limited, so it will run out fast. The player then will break into the ship, pilot it back into their base. We still have remote control from a distance with the antenna, and it is as simple as us pressing the remote button to extend the piston out, and inside there are a number of different drones that are attached currently by landing gears, but I'm going to attach them in a bit more of a secure method, and they will fly out. Then it's the job of the players in control of them to hunt down the medbays and eliminate the medbays as fast as possible so the players can stop spawning, and you can technically capture a base very fast. And if I retract this in, you'll actually see on an initial sort of inspection, especially when a player is under fire, you're not going to actually be able to tell there's actually a separate compartment in there where these drones are actually hiding. So the player will come aboard, drill and grind away the cockpit. Next minute he's piloted back to base. You've got through all these lines of security, and you open this little machine up, out fly a load of drones, and the next minute he no longer has a base, nowhere to respawn, and he's absolutely screwed. Anyway, let's have a look at some more weaponized versions of this. Now, after finishing the design with the drones popping out, I know many of you say it'll take too long to navigate them drones out of that cell. That's why I decided to come up with a secondary version. So if we hit that button again, the drones are actually deployed on the extending arm, so these can be simply detached and flown away really fast. You've got 2 more spare drones in there as well, so you've got a maximum of 5 attack drones to actually spawn out of this crate and deliver some serious firepower to the objective base. But that was just an alternative way of deploying them. We'll actually send them back in there. It's just a pretty cool, pretty fast way of getting them drones out. You could also have maybe like a payload delivery system this way as well, with lots of explosives on this rack, so this piston extends out and kaboom. Anyway, let's mess around and see what other weapon systems we can build out of this simple little ship So the whole point of this video is to use the cargo ships as a method of ambushing and also gaining an advantage over other players in survival sort of worlds. Now, it's a little bit of a sneaky tactic, but it's a tactic that's going to pay off. Now, the next thing I want to show you is something to ambush larger ships, ships with a lot more firepower. Now, in this system is a little bit of a drone, my arrowhead sort of drone idea, and basically the concept of it is that the missile pods fly out to the sides and they fire a massive volley of missiles, and the sensors themselves lock on to the direction of the ship and it'll destroy it completely. Now, it's disguised as a solar sail using the projector block. Now, as I pan away, using the solar sail actual beacon to cover up a lot of that ship, you can see it just looks like another solar sail out in the distance, and even if I destroy that a little bit, you can see it's still got that silhouette of the distinctive sort of solar sail. So you might sail right past it, coming into the range of these missile launchers that will in turn lock onto the ship and fire a whole variety of bloody damn crazy missiles at the ship passing by, hopefully destroying it or causing some serious damage and giving you an advantage when you come to attack it with your other ships later on. Anyway, I thought it'd be quite interesting to show you how you can use the cargo ships as a little bit of a method to gain advantage over the other players in your survival world. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.